In the vast, unforgiving expanse of the ocean, the Pescama fishing boat was supposed to be a place of work, a lifeline for its crew. But on that fateful night in 1996, what should have been just another shift at sea turned into one of the most brutal maritime tragedies in modern history. 11 lives were lost in a single, horrifying nighttime event that shocked the world. It wasn't the sea that claimed them, but violence, abuse, and betrayal that unfolded on board, changing the lives of those who survived and shaking the conscience of a nation. This is the chilling story of the Pescama fishing boat tragedy. In today's video, we dive deep into the brutal conditions aboard the vessel, the relationship between the crew and the ship's management, and the horrifying violence that led to the deaths of 11 men. What drove a group of desperate workers to murder their own captors? And what justice did they receive? Join us as we unfold the details of this shocking event, and stay tuned for the untold truths that surface in the aftermath. Part 1. The setting. A floating nightmare of vast, seemingly endless ocean is both a place of opportunity and peril. For those who make their living on the water, the harsh conditions of maritime life are a daily reality. On the Pescama fishing boat, a vessel with a primarily foreign crew, the ocean was not just their workplace, but their prison. With a crew consisting mostly of Chinese, Filipino, and Korean workers, life aboard the Pescama was a constant struggle for survival, not only against the unforgiving seas, but also against the men who controlled their fate. The story of the Pescama tragedy begins long before the violent events that transpired that fateful night in 1996. It is a tale of exploitation, abuse, and neglect that eventually erupted in the most horrifying of ways, leaving behind a legacy of tragedy that still resonates. Today, to understand what led to that night, we must first look at the conditions aboard the fishing vessel and exploitation of its crew. The Pescama's dark legacy. An international crew under Duras Pescama was a fishing boat that operated in the international waters off the coast of the Philippines. The vessel was part of a larger fleet that operated under the management of a Korean shipping company, which had a long-standing reputation for mistreating its workers. This wasn't an isolated case. The fishing industry has long been known for its poor working conditions, particularly for migrant workers, many of whom are vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. However, the conditions aboard the Pescama were some of the worst. The workers on the Pescama were often subjected to harsh, physically demanding work with little to no rest. Their days were long and grueling, often starting at dawn and continuing until late into the night, with very little respite in between. The crew members were responsible for hauling in massive catches, processing fish, and maintaining the ship, all while battling the elements,